so big it won't fit on the screen. What we have here is a box of Classic Best. Believe this is 92, 91 or 92. 92. It says 92 here. What we're looking for here is Ken Griffey or Chipper Jones minor league cards and parallels. So they do have a couple of different parallels. So they have red and blue foil across the bottom. That's what kind of what we're looking for. Besides the base cards, both have some value. So that's what we're looking for here. So let's get this open. Sorry for I don't have a microphone. I'm just relying on my camera, and the lighting is not the best. I'm just doing this on my phone. I don't have a good setup yet, but sorry for the air conditioner, but it's a hot day. I don't really have much choice, but anyway, let's get to open this. I found this for around $20 on eBay. Looks like it was being sold by some type of antiques dealer of some kind. I guess these come in there on little boxes. So get them out of here. I'm not going to keep them all on the screen at the same time, but let me go through each stack here. We'll go through one stack at a time. I don't think I opened any of these when I was a kid. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I do recall having some Classic Best cards, but I'm not sure if I got them this way or if I got them in some kind of those Christmas packs. Okay. Tulsa Drillers. It would have been nice to see some games when we were in Tulsa. I don't think we saw any games when we were there. So if we ever go to Arkansas or Tulsa again, we might try to see about stopping and see some games. Try to just keep them in the order that they come out, rather than bring them all out. That way I can just put them back. I don't know how many are in a set. I'll have to check how many are in a set to see if it's worth trying to make a set from this box or not. Until then, I'm just going to put them back in the ones that I don't use. I'm going to put them back in. I don't know beyond the two that I'm looking for. I guess I'll have to look through PSA and see who else in the set is worth anything and go back through it. But I know the two that I'm looking for right now. If you see anybody else that's on there that when you watch the video, if you can make a comment, it'll help me. And I didn't know that they had any of these in there. So I have a Mike Schmidt card in there, 500th home run. So we'll keep that out and check that, see if that's worth anything. You know, what's interesting is that it's a minor league set, but he's already got the major league logos. So he must have already been brought up. Because on the back he's got the minor league logo there, but on the front he's got the major league logo. So I just was checking. There's the checklist card. So let's see who's on the checklist here. Manny Ramirez. King Griffey Jr. There we go. wondering if they have another checklist card. They must, because it starts at 139. So, because I don't see Chipper Jones on this one, but I do see Ken Griffey Jr. at 200. So, and this goes to 207. So there's probably more cards after, more cards before what's on that checklist. You. Sounds familiar, so I'm wondering if that's... I'll keep it out just to check. Seemed like I saw a painter's name on the Durham Bulls. Maybe it's a different one. I don't know. I need to get faster opening these all the way up. Need to get some of these other cards sent off for grading, but grading is expensive. So if I got 200 cards to get sent off for grading. It's an autograph card. Mike Schmidt autograph. There you go. Wonder what that's going to be worth. We're going to have to check that out, but that's nice. Mike Schmidt's Hall of Fame. But it says to 4,100. So, but that's still nice. And he signed on the 500th home run card, the card we got earlier. So that's a nice card. I like that autograph card. We're gonna just leave that up right now. grading sleeve. Semi-rigid grading sleeve. So there you go. So we'll send that off to get checked. That's nice. The autograph. Mike Schmidt. He's a Hall of Famer from the Philadelphia Phillies. So I was not aware that they had those in there. Last one in this stack. And we got 3 more stacks out of the box to go through. And I've seen other people break this product and maybe get 1 or 2 parallels of either Chipper or Ken Griffey in the box, and then some neither, but I did not see any Mike Schmidt in the other 2 that I saw opened. Let's take a look at these box opens first. So what's interesting about these, like, not only they have little cardboard open things, the little property thing. I imagine they thought kids would be buying these, and then they would write their name in these, so if someone at school stole their cards, then they would be able to, you know, the teachers or whatever, be able to get them their kids' cards back by they wrote their name in there. Why they thought their cards would be worth more than the cards of other companies when they sold for less. That was the first one out of the next stack, so let me bring the next stack over. So we know what we're working with. That was the first one out of that stack. I'm hoping that autograph at least pays for the box. So we're expecting at least something would be worth the price of the box. Even if I don't sell it. Another checklist. This is a higher checklist. So let's see if Chipper's on this checklist. Kiki Jones, I don't know. Interesting. I don't know if that's the Kiki that we know. Unfortunately, I'm using my phone to record this, so I can't look up names. So I'll have to look it up later. Mike Piazza. Okay, I was not expecting that. Right there. 345, Mike Piazza. So that I was not expecting. So there's a possibility, if that's the Piazza, that and I'll have to go back through the footage to see if I skipped any, but I don't think so. I think I would have thought I would have recognized the name, but so there's also a possibility we get a Piazza, evidently, if that's the Piazza we all know. It makes me wonder how much, if that is the Mike Piazza, if how much his card would be worth from this set. Wrong Jones. A nice picture though. Photographer did his job. Got that ball in motion. The one thing I'll say for these, the way they pack these, is should keep the corners sharp. wish the checklist actually said how many checklists there are. They give you an idea how many cards are in the set. Since I haven't researched it, but they don't say, the checklists don't even say how many checklists. Kiki Jones. That is the Kiki that we know. That he's there wearing the Dodgers uniform. So I'll keep that out. But this is probably he was sent back down to the minors, so he was on the Dodgers in 91, and then he was sent back to the minors. I'm not sure if he had a 91 rookie card or not. So I'd have to see. But there you go. He's got a minor league card wearing his Dodgers uniform. That's interesting. Well, I guess he's on the Vero Beach Dodgers, so that would kind of make sense. Keep that up, take a look at. So I've got some things to check out, but so far, no Griffey Jr. or Chipper Jones. I didn't even know about the Midland Angels. Well, I knew there was a minor league team for the Angels in Palm Springs. I didn't know that's what they were called. We never got to get out and see him because it was, I don't imagine how hot it would have been. I think the Angels minor league team, I think, is the Quakes. I'll check this one. I don't know. I don't know. I'll check it anyway. Stack over. I think that was the first one, I think, from the next stack, if I'm not mistaken. So we're on stack 3. That was the first one of stack 3. Whoops, tore that. No parallels so far, but I did get the Mike Schmidt autograph. Javier Lopez. That's interesting. I want to check that one out. See if that's anything. Sounds familiar. I think the issue with going back in time on this is that you can't look on their card to see the history. Because there's no history to see. This is like before they were anything. So you'd have to go to another set to try to match up a name. Unless you look online or look in the set registry. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully that's not a decent card because it got folded over when they packed it. So let's see who it is. Regio Beltran. I don't know. Selected for the 91 draft. Well, that sucks. With the side, I think that's worthless. I'll look it up, but unless it's a $1,000 card, it's gonna be trash. And I don't think so. I don't recall the name. I don't know that it's gonna be much. But you can kind of see how they folded the pack since it got folded in that. Much like the way I'm closing it up, they probably closed it at the factory. And that's how it got folded in that way. So this is kind of how I'm doing it. So folding this in, folding that in, so then that, and that's how it got trapped in there. They had that last card sticking out. It got folded over like that when they closed it. So that sucks. Because they must have slid it in. Now I'm assuming they're probably not doing it the way that I'm doing it. They're probably, or did have a machine to slide them in. And that bottom card just didn't get slid in all the way. Somebody could be suspicious and think, oh, somebody's opened these before. You know, who knows? Could be possible. I don't know. The way that this glue is old. Never entirely been opened and resealed. I have no idea. I wouldn't think so, but and there it is, Ken Griffey Jr. Look at that. Sleeve that up. Put that in the rigid sleeve here. Oh, that sleeve's terrible. For some reason, some of the graded sleeves that I get are terrible. There you go. That's that one. San Bernardino Spirit. We get to see the Spirit play, Yeah, I couldn't say specifically that we saw Griffey. He was playing at the time we were there to see the spirit. But it's hard to say if we specifically saw him or not. I remember we did get team bags with autographs and balls and stuff at that time. I have no idea where those things went. We tried to keep them for years, but I have no idea where that stuff went. I remember in high school having Ziploc bags with that stuff, but that stuff disappeared at some point along the way. But eBay has been around for a while, so who knows? What friends of my brothers may have gotten their hands on without him knowing. And if I didn't know it was gone at the time, then it would have never come up. In high school, I had to get really good at hiding anything of value. There you go, there's a Nolan Ryan. Another card I didn't know was in this set. There you go. Jacksonville Suns. To honor Nolan Ryan's. Minor league career. Has his minor league stats on there. Selected by New York Mets organization in the 8th round of free agent draft, June 1965. And then played for Greenville in 66, Williamsport 66, New York 66, Winter Haven 67, Jacksonville 67. And this was a double A. Apparently this is card 1 in the list. So we haven't seen checklist 1 yet, so that's why I didn't know yet it was in the set. So we'll keep that out to check that. Cunningham. I don't know, the name sounds familiar. Might check that one. And it's not going to be too much value in it if it's anything, but I'll check it anyway. Okay, last one in the third stack here. I think we got our value out of the box with those two. The Griffey looks centered. Hoping we get another one. I was hoping for a red or blue parallel with a gray background, but whatever I can get. Stack. This is not the Jones you're looking for. Although it might be worth checking them out. See if the Mets picked them up. This is a picture, yeah. Just since he's a picture, I'll keep it out to check. Pictures have some value. It had been overlooked for years. Then they became the only thing. Okay, so here's the low checklist. So there's a checklist in between we haven't seen yet. But here's the the low checklist, starting with one that had Nolan Ryan on it. So I'm not seeing chipper on that one. So it's interesting. Well, hopefully it'd be in between the 69 and the next checklist card that we saw originally, the first checklist card that we saw. I forget the number now, but it's like in the hundreds. Here's the checklist card that's in between. So I think that fills in the checklist for the rest of the set. So let's see if he's in here. If not, I'm wondering if we're misthinking it. Maybe he's not in this set. Oh, there he is, Chipper Jones, 93. Yeah, okay. And then Mike Schmidt's 100. Okay. All right. Wonder if the checklist cards have any value. So how many boxes were there total? So there's 400 cards here. I think it said there was 200 in a set, maybe. So I might have enough to do a set, and I'll have to go through them all. Let's see. But if I don't get Jones, then I wouldn't have a set. But so I might have to buy some cards to make a set still, if we don't get them all. So I might actually just see like what the cost of an actual set would be, or if Classic Best made sets. That may have been probably a cheaper way of doing it if they actually made sets. Okay, so this is actually higher than what we saw. So 278. So there's more than 200 cards. So just so you can see who else might be in there if you're interested. Chipper Jones. There you go. Got that. So we'll sleeve that up. And we'll take a look at it. Okay, so we got it. We got them both. There's the Chipper Jones, Durham Bulls. Single A. So it looks like he played in 90 and 91. Which is interesting, because I have that. This is the one from the team card. So where it says Brad here, it's Bradderton. So they didn't fully spell it out on the best card. This is the team card that I was going to be sending in for grading. There you go. So now we got the 3 of them. Griffey, Mike Schmidt, and the Chipper Jones. Just barely fit in the screen. And let's keep going. See. We got 4 packs left. See if we get any parallels. That's cool. That might mean you had a complete set at least in the box. Because so far I think we've seen all of the checklists. But I haven't seen any parallels yet, which is kind of disappointing. I don't know what the probability of one of the parallels is, if you get one per case or what, I don't know. T. Morrow. Interesting. Wonder if the Rangers gave him a hard time about that on his roster. When we're gonna get to you, T. Morrow. Anyway. He was a future Hall of Famer. I'll give him his 10 seconds of fame here. Kind of like that. I think that was a joke on Parks and Recreation about some administrator. Or they were hiring a police chief named Chief Morrow. His first name was Tim or something. Anyway, could be wrong entirely, but I remember hearing that joke on TV somewhere. Ray Jackson. Code battle. Could have the wrong show completely. I'm kind of curious to get the Mike Piazza, since we haven't seen that. This is even a higher. I thought we saw all of the checklists. This is a higher checklist to 400. So apparently, in order to get the entire set, every card would have to be unique. I kind of doubt that it is. So if there's any duplicates in the packs, you wouldn't have the entire set in this. So you would, yeah, because the box only has 400 cards. So, but we have seen just one of each checklist so far. So you never know if this box is the entire set or not, depending on how they did their collation for their sets. If they didn't bother with like randomizing anything, you never know. But this is saying that there's more. Okay. So let's see if there's anybody we recognize on here. Abreu, I think we pulled out to look at already. And there's a list of the checklist cards in here. So it doesn't look like on this list that there's more checklist cards. I kind of wish they had this list on the first checklist and not on the last one, but I guess it makes sense to be on the last one because you'd want to make sure there's no more at the end, or you'd add them to the end if there were. Anyway, okay. Mike Piazza, there you go. That's what we're looking for. Sleeve him up. I didn't know for years that he was a catcher. And the weird thing, it says Bakersfield, but the team name is San Antonio Missions. So don't confuse that with Texas. That's Bakersfield, it's AA. But acquired in the 62nd round in the 1988 June draft. So he played quite a few years in minor leagues before getting his shot. There you go, Mike Piazza. So we'll We'll put them in a graded sleeve. I don't know what the value is, but we'll go on the assumption it's probably worth something. Some room. Try to slide them under. Whoop. I'm making a mess. Yeah, that reflection is really kind of getting in there in it. Not much I can do about that. Let's finish going through it. We got one more pack. I don't know where we stopped in this pack, so we'll just go through it again. I think we got all the way through this pack. And then we got one more to go. This box, no parallels, but those are some good hits. We got everything we were looking for, plus some we didn't know we were looking for that are good. Good hits. And, I probably should pull out the Mike Schmidt base non-autographed one to go along with that one. See if we get any duplicates of any of these in this last box. Nope. Only one of each. Look at this. You can see why they went to the gold stamping on modern cards, because yeah, somebody could just have their card signed and then later on just go back and write in a number and then have it graded. Arguably, the grading company would still be able to authenticate the number handwriting, but I don't know, with a CNC machine, I don't know if the CNC machines now, even though they may not be very good at signatures, numbers, just straight numbers, they might be able to do straight numbers because they're not doing anything complicated. Anyway, but that would still cause a problem for anybody buying it. They wouldn't have any clue. It would look just like the real thing. This is the real thing. It came out of a real box, so there's no doubt that's the real thing. But anyway, So let me get to Ryan. Kiki Jones. And Mike Schmidt on top of that. Then the other things that we were going to look up. Abreu, Tom Smith, Javi Lopez, Cunningham, and this Bobby Jones. We're going to look those up, see, just for some reason, they seem like, you never know. Might be some value in those, but thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon.